So you probably heard a lot of guys talk about cold showers recently, and maybe you're wondering, is it worth it? It sounds kind of tough. What are the benefits? I've been taking them for about 5 years, and I want to share the three main benefits that I've experienced. Number one, it reduces anxiety. And this is because it spikes your cortisol, norepinephrine, and adrenaline dramatically when you're in the cold water. And these are our fight or flight response hormones. And when we spike them, then after we get out of the cold shower, they normalize and reduce to a much lower level, which is good because in modern day society, we're kind of misinterpreting threats. Stuff stresses us out on social media, stuff at our job, something our boss said to us, an argument we had with our significant other. There's all these low level stressors that our brain is kind of misregistering as like a life or death, fight or flight response type thing. And so we have these hormones at higher levels than they should be. And this is just all across the board, especially in Western society right now. It's scientifically proven that people's stress and anxiety levels are higher than they should be. And this leads to early aging, poor sleep. We're not able to recover mentally and physically each night. And this can lead to early onset heart disease and all sorts of issues that you don't want to run into. And part of the solution is intentionally manipulating and spiking these hormones with something like a cold shower, because afterwards it's going to reduce to a baseline lower than it was before the cold shower. So basically, we're getting these hormones to act more how they're supposed to act, which is spike when there's a threat and then chill out when there's not a threat. So that's number one. Number two is it lowers your tolerance to dopamine. And so why is this important? Dopamine is largely responsible for our perceived enjoyment and mood throughout our day-to-day life. So let's say that we're just sitting here at our desk right now and our perceived enjoyment is like a 5 out of 10. Life is like, okay, neutral. If I threw you in a cold shower and put you in some pain, obviously it's not bad for you, but it is a low level of pain. Then once you got out of that cold shower, your baseline enjoyment or your perceived enjoyment of just sitting here at your desk now all of a sudden would be like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 because I just plummeted it to like a 0 out of 10. You were just like straight up having a bad time in the cold shower. Then just simply getting out of that painful situation allows a normal existence and sitting here at a desk to be that much more enjoyable. And a practical way this applies to real life is that you aren't going to need as much stimulation. You won't need as sugary or salty or crazy of food. You're not going to need as much dopamine from social media. You're not going to need as much excessive socializing. Like, you can just be more content and have an overall baseline mood that's higher if your tolerance to dopamine is lower, meaning that you're not constantly flooding your system with excess dopamine and stimulation. So there's a whole lot of things we could remove to lower our dopamine. So like, food is one of them, alcohol is one of them, socializing is one of them, social media. But for the purposes of this cold shower talk, just simply taking cold showers is also an effective way at lowering that baseline dopamine tolerance without doing anything else to your lifestyle. So this is going to appeal to a lot of people that don't want to make those sacrifices and give up other things to lower their dopamine. So just take a damn cold shower every day, bro, and you'll be happier throughout the day. And then number three, improve discipline and confidence. And this is because of a concept called mental override. So when we build up to going in a cold shower or any other experience that we perceive as painful and hard and don't want to do, our brain is going to start trying to weasel its way out of it and come up with excuses to avoid that pain, because our brain is wired to avoid pain, seek pleasure. That's how we've survived as a species this long. But we need to kind of understand that fundamentally and manipulate it sometimes, because it doesn't always have our best interest in mind, because it also tries to weasel its way out of hard work and hard conversations that are important and necessary to have, and hard physical training. And so obviously, to have a fulfilling, successful, happy life, we have to do a lot of hard work. Almost nothing worth doing isn't hard. All of the good things in life come from hard work and discipline. And so mentally overriding that internal chatter to not jump in the cold water is good. And that is a strength that you can practice and develop, and it's a muscle just like anything else that you could train physically in the gym, the muscle of mental override. And so each day getting in a cold shower and feeling that friction, like I don't want to do this, but doing it anyway, you're just proving to yourself and reaffirming over the years that you're someone that can do hard work even when he doesn't feel like it. And that's a great trait to have, and it's going to serve you well in every single arena of life. And so again, the cold shower is just like an easy, automatic way to check that box each day and know that you're strengthening your ability to override your mind, and you can do things even if you don't want to do them. And so the practical application of how to do the cold shower, I'd combine it with Wim Hof breathing because one, they have a symbiotic relationship. This type of breath work, which I'll explain in a second, accelerates some of the benefits that I just listed. And there's many other benefits too, like improved skin quality, increased energy. It can have somewhat of a comparable effect to like a cup of coffee in the morning without the side effects of caffeine, which typically lead to a crash later in the day, and it leads to high anxiety and jitters and shakiness. You can get a lot of the same benefits just from cold shower without the caffeine. But the point is not to list all of the other benefits. You can Google that if you want. The point is just to say that combining cold shower with breath work is going to give you double time for your effort getting in the cold shower in terms of benefits. So in order to do this, it's 30 inhalations and exhalations pretty rapidly. So I think it's easiest to do it through your mouth. You can just inhale quicker that way, and it would go like this. And you don't need to forcefully exhale. Just let your chest fall and let the air kind of get squeezed out naturally like that. But we're sort of hyperventilating and intentionally breathing at a quicker pace than you want to, which is gonna hyperoxygenate the blood. You'll feel your fingers tingle a little bit, especially once you get to around 30 breaths. You can go a little bit longer if you want. It should take about 60 seconds. Then exhale everything out. Hold your breath at the bottom of the breath. Nothing crazy. We're in a shower. We don't want to fall over and pass out or anything like that, but somewhere around 20, 30 seconds, just experience a little bit of discomfort. And again, this is sort of tricking our body into thinking like, oh, fight or flight response. I'm running out of air. Am I going to die? And it releases these hormones that we want to spike in the cold shower and then have normalized throughout the day. And so do that for 2 rounds, 30 breaths in and out, hold your breath on the exhale. And then after that, you do a rebound where you inhale. So it's like 30 breaths in and out, blow all the air out, hold your breath 30 seconds, then inhale and hold that for 15 seconds, then do another round. That should take 3 to 4 minutes. And that's really all you need. Cold showers is very similar to like the supplement market and exercise markets where there's a lot of purported benefits that people get really excited about seeing the list when they realize like, oh, cold shower, I can get this, this, and this. Exercise gets me this, this, and this. Supplements, I can get this, this, and this. And they don't realize that the minimum effective dosage is much higher. And same with sauna. A lot of people are stoked on what the sauna can do for them, but don't realize that to get these benefits, you got to be in there for like 40 minutes. Most people are in there for like 5 to 10 minutes, and they think that they're, you know, it is good mentally. You're doing a hard thing, so I'll give you that. But a lot of the scientific benefits about changing hormones and changing the function in your body and reversing aging and protecting against heart disease and stuff like that, it's in most cases, and definitely with cold showers, people are not doing the amount that they need to get the benefit they think they're getting. And so 3 to 4 minutes is the minimum effective dosage for an ice bath or cold shower to get the benefit of spiking these hormones and then having them reduce and improving your tolerance to dopamine. And so yeah, that's how I recommend doing it. You know, combining it with the Wim Hof breathing. One, gives you something else to do rather than just sit there and dread the fact that you're in a cold shower and you're straight up not having a good time. And 2, it's actually accelerating the benefits of the cold shower, cold exposure. So this has been my experience. Let me know what yours has been. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you have ideas for another video, put it in the comments. Like the video if you liked it. Share it with a friend if you think they could benefit. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.